I've got some sad news for everyone, or it's probably news we've all heard by this point. Yesterday in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a 37-year-old man named Alton Sterling was shot by a police officer from that respective city several times after being pinned to the ground by two other officers. Police were responding to a report that Sterling used a gun to threaten the person while he was selling CDs outside a convenience store. The shooting was recorded on a cell phone. It was a 48-second video. This was taken by a bystander who was sitting in a car. The first 25 seconds of the recording show the confrontation and shooting at point-blank range. The final 23 seconds of the recording are sound only. A firearm reportedly possessed by Sterling at the time of the incident was recovered from Sterling's right pocket after the shooting. So there's that. We're kind of learning a couple more things. They're saying that he had, some run-ins with officers before. Um, we're really early in uncovering this. This is basically the best way to put it out there. And I guess what I'm confused by and just really bothered with is the fact that Jesse Jackson went on the Kelly file today, and he accused the officers of racism for the killing. And I feel as if it's too early to say that or to just make that accusation because we still don't know the entire circumstances of what happened. And we need something to go off of before we base it in that way. And I understand the stereotypes of the black male who's probably selling this, but at some point let's let this develop a little bit more before we start accusing people of being racist or of having some view that is what we do not know. I recall after that shooting in South Carolina last year, and the subsequent background check on Dylan Roof, they went on his profile and found him basically with a neo-Nazi type group, and that pretty much confirmed that he was racist. We don't know that of these cops. We didn't know that of the guy in Ferguson, Darren Wilson. So all I'm getting at is we just have to let this develop a little bit more. And I'm not saying we can't express our remorse or disagreement with this shooting, because I still think there was a way for them to avoid killing him. But we have to make an effort to not entirely lambast the police department as just being these pigs that are racist. And I really think that's what he's perpetuating when he uses that type of language this early on. And if we find out they are, I'll take back what I said, but we don't know so far, so there's that. One thing to take away from this, just right off the bat, is that you had a number of people posting it on social media and just trying to expose it. And there's good and bad to that. On one hand, you have awareness being made of this case. I think there should be awareness of most, if not all, news events that involve someone's life being drastically altered or completely. Basically, if someone gets in some major accident or dies, I think it should be known about. Just because we'd want to see the reactions of people to that. Usually it's sympathy, and it's nice to know people have hearts. But the bad part about this is you'll see more, I guarantee, of the Ferguson mentality where you'll have accusations of being racist while at the same time you'll have racial slurs thrown at the perpetrators. And don't let there be no mistake. I think this is horrible. I think his shooting could have been prevented. I think the officers need to have some type of repercussions for their actions, but I don't know the full situation, and that's what I keep trying to stress to people who just want to accuse somebody of something at first. From the way it appeared to me in the video, it seemed as if he was complying, even though he was physically complying and saying things here and there. But as an officer, you have to deal with that and understand that people aren't always going to just cater to your every whim and be quiet. And when he wasn't quiet, the officer apparently chose to fire, and that's not good at all. And I really hope that justice is served, and I hope the Sterling family is able to recover from this. I saw the 15-year-old son weeping, and it's horrible. It's awful when anyone has to lose their parent at a young age or at all. And I really hope he recovers or he heals. He needs the time to do that. And it's sad. That really is the worst part of this case. That the guy himself might be gone, but look at the people who cared about him. They have to suffer now and be made victims by his victimization in this case, as it seems. So, that's just the part that bugs me the most about the story. The affected lives of those who were not casualties. But regardless of what happens from now, have a good day and stay safe.